Welcome to Vacuum Wars, and to our in-depth comparison of the new Dyson V11 Outsize and the Dyson V11 Torque Drive cordless vacuums. You can see our individual reviews of each of these vacuums on our channel, but in this video I wanted to do some additional testing and really dive deep into the differences and similarities of these vacuums so you can decide which one makes the most sense for your situation. So, links in the description, and let's get started. Let's start off with power, because power is something that Dyson does really well. We test their suction and airflow on various places on the vacuum and on all three power settings, and they were out of this world powerful. And while the new V11 Outsize has 4 more cyclones and has between 10 and 20% more power than the previous V11 Torque and Animal versions, depending on the setting and some other factors, it should be mentioned that both of these are more powerful than any other cordless stick vacuums I've personally ever tested. So although there is a little more power with the V11 Outsize, you really can't go wrong with any of these V11 versions if power is a concern of yours. Another great thing about Dysons in general, but the V11 series especially, is the battery technology. A year ago, when the first V11 came out, the battery outperformed every other cordless vacuum battery we tested in our best cordless vacuum video, but with the release of the new V11 Outsize, Dyson took their already amazing battery a step further and made the battery removable on the V11 Outsize, and they offered 2 of them in the box, effectively doubling the previous V11's battery life numbers. Our test showed a slight decrease in the single battery life numbers with the newer V11 Outsize, but that was because it had a slight increase in power. In any case, I want to reiterate that these numbers for both V11 versions are significantly better than just about any cordless vacuum out there, especially when you consider how much power these things have. That being said, having the battery be removable and getting an extra battery in the box is a big, massive point in the V11 Outsize's favor, in my opinion. Another new feature that the V11 Torque Drive and the V11 Outsize both have is the LCD screen on the back of the vacuum. This is a fairly new concept with vacuums. Basically, there's a button where you can toggle between the power settings, and it shows you all kinds of alerts and information, but the reason I like it is that it tells you how much battery life you have left, and it intelligently adapts that number depending on what power setting you're on and which attachment you're using. I found it to be quite accurate and really useful, especially for big jobs. The Dyson V11 Animal, which is the cheapest V11 and the only V11 I don't own, differs from the other 2 V11s here because it only has an LED screen, where it technically has the same features displayed, like battery life and alerts, but it's only using backlit lights, and is obviously a lot less useful in terms of pinpointing exactly how much battery life you have left. One thing all the V11 versions have in common is the new auto mode. Basically, there's a sensor in the cleaner head that can tell if you're vacuuming hard floors or carpets, and it automatically boosts the suction if it senses carpet and brings that suction back down to medium power if it senses hard floors, all while adjusting the battery life numbers on the LCD display to compensate for the new conditions. I think this technology, or something very much like it, will be seen a lot in future cordless vacuums because it optimizes the cleaning while optimizing the battery life at the same time, and you don't have to think about it. You just vacuum like normal. One big difference was the size. Though the older V11s are the same size, the new Outsize is much bigger. The dustbin is a whopping 150% bigger at half a gallon, which is by far the largest dustbin on a cordless stick vacuum I know of. But it gets the other half of its name, Outsize, from the new extra wide cleaner head. Like all the V11 heads before it, it has a 3-level adjustable gate, but it's 25% wider, and it really does feel like you're getting more done and getting it done quicker. In my review, I found that I liked the bigger head. I felt it had a slightly better build quality and that it was easy to use, but there was a trade-off since it was slightly less maneuverable in tight spaces than the previous heads. Speaking of maneuverability, let's talk about ease of use. While I've often been critical of all cordless stick vacuums for putting too much weight on the forearm, I've always thought that Dyson did an excellent job of balancing their cordless vacuums to minimize that strain. But ever since the early days of Dyson cordless vacuums, they just keep adding more and more weight. The V11 Outsize handle is a full pound heavier than the V11 Torque Drive, which in itself is a full pound heavier than the V7 and V8 versions. I mentioned in the review of the Outsize that I tried to vacuum a long time with the intention of seeing how much strain it was in the real world, and admittedly it wasn't that bad. My finger got kind of tired of holding the trigger, but I found as long as I switched the arms every now and again that I was using, it wasn't too bad. That being said, the V11 Outsize is a monster, and if you think it might be an issue in your situation, you're probably better off with the V11 Torque or V11 Animal. They both got a perfect 100% on the deep clean test, where we embed sand into medium pile carpet and weigh the bends after 8 back and forth passes, so though they both did well above average in this test, there wasn't much of a difference. There also wasn't much of a difference on the crevice pickup test, where they were both able to clear the 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch crevices of debris in one single forward pass. With the pickup test, we try all kinds of debris on both hard floors and carpets in both low and high power modes, and on carpets I was hard pressed to see much of a difference. They were both able to pick up everything in the test with no clogs or snow plowing, from super fine debris to extra large. So again, well above average, but no real difference. The hard floor tests were also very similar, with near perfect results on everything from fine to about medium to large debris, though they both struggled with the larger of the Fruit Loops, as that was about the limit of the front gate size. And unlike carpets, where the combination of the carpet flexibility and the grip of the wheels can help to pick up that larger debris, it wasn't possible with hard floors. I do want to take a quick second to whine a little bit that Dyson has not seen fit to offer an absolute version of the V11 in the USA, meaning a version with their soft roller head included. I think those soft rollers are excellent for hard floor cleaning with debris of just about any size. It's a shame that Dyson appears to be moving away from these in favor of these jack-of-all-trades torque drive heads. They were both really good with the hair tangle tests. Dyson designs these rollers to resist hair tangles up to a certain point, and again, similar results on both the Outsize and the torque drive. All the V11 versions are sealed systems with high-quality HEPA filters, which is awesome, but it's also kind of expected for this price. If you haven't seen my video about the importance and rarity of vacuums with sealed HEPA systems, you should check it out, but all the V11s pass that test with flying colors. All three V11s come with a lot of tools and attachments. The V11 Torque and Outsize have the exact same set of tools, except that the Outsize comes with that one extra battery and one extra charger. And the Animal version almost has all the same stuff as the Torque drive, except for the soft dusting brush. Notably, all three come with my favorite tool, the mini motorized brush, which I use for upholstery, stairs, and car cleaning. So I would break it down this way. The Outsize is really a very worth it upgrade from the Torque drive, with the extra power, double the battery life, and the outsized features like the bin and the head. In fact, it really could have been an entirely new version, like the V12. I'm not really even sure why it wasn't. But it is heavy, and if that's a concern, I would go with the V11 Torque or Animal. And if you don't need the digital LCD screen and don't mind the more basic LED screen, you can get the V11 Animal and save some money without losing much at all. I'll link all the V11 versions below, as well as my individual reviews on the Outsize and the Torque drive. Be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you go, and thanks for watching.